Hello, welcome back. And I have to confess something. I didn't think I was going to be able to make this audio. I didn't think I was going to be able to finish it because I was so busy this week. I had made a podcast for a while, and I wasn't sure when I was going to get around to it. Get around to it, that means to finish it, to complete it. But fortunately, I was able to do it. And I'm really glad I did because I didn't think I was going to have enough time. I didn't think I was going to have enough time to finish the drawing and the artwork. Sometimes, though, sometimes I think I should probably just make a podcast just without any images or any artwork or anything. I think that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to maybe just put up pictures and things like I did before. Yeah, I admit, I put a little pressure on myself, but I enjoy making good quality content, or at least as well as I can make it. I admit I'm no expert, just a regular just a regular professional. What is that, right? What's a regular professional compared to an expert? So some things that I'd like to share with you. What you're about to see is me making an illustration. It's an illustration of a wall with a door and a street lamp, a blue street lamp and a blue door. This image is from a real place in South Korea. There's this outdoor garden that I visited a few weeks back. It has trees, plants, flowers, a little waterfall, some ponds, bridges, things of that nature. Benches, places you can sit down. And for some reason, this blue door in this wall really captivated me. It reminded me of something else. Something I may have seen from a movie or something. I just liked it. So I thought, I really like to be able to draw this. I've seen other people take pictures with this blue door. I did too. I also wanted to have some pictures with this blue door. Now, what is this blue door and where does it lead to? Where does it go? Actually, I think it's a control center for a man-made waterfall. I know, funny, right? So as you see me drawing this, you see that I've started off with using a regular black, kind of a black ink pen, sharp ink pen. I'm drawing the sketches of the bricks and stones in the wall, the street lamp itself, the door. And then what I start to use, what I color this with, I'm speaking in present tense, by the way. Let me go ahead and speak in past tense. So I colored this with brush pen, color pencil, watercolor, and ink pen. So I draw each stone in the wall in its own unique shape. Not one stone in the wall is like the other. They're all a little bit different, slightly different shapes and sizes. All together they are similar looking, but if you look closely, you can see each one is its own unique shape. A slight curve here, a slight sharp point there. And then eventually I color it in with all the different shades. And eventually I color each shape, each part, and then I go back over it again. Some other thoughts and things that came to me is, as I draw this, or as I drew this, I was thinking about goals. And I was questioning myself. What kind of a person am I? Or what is it that I'm doing here? Am I a person who's thinking about and looking for, or am I a person who's trying to accomplish his goals? And the conclusion that I came to at this point in time, which can change, by the way, things aren't written in stone, right? That expression, things aren't always written in stone, means things aren't unchangeable. Things do change. You can say one thing and then later feel different and say something else. But I do believe this has been, what I'm about to say is, I think I'm a person who's pursuing his curiosities and interests. I don't know if I'm pursuing my goals. My interests lead to goals. My curiosities can lead me to goals, but I think it's more about the curiosities and the interests. I want to enjoy things. Same with drawing, and same with other interests and hobbies that I have. I'm curious. How well can I do this? How much fun can I have at this? So, which one am I? Am I a person who's pursuing his goals or a person who's pursuing his curiosities? And at this point in time, I gotta say, it's the curiosities. Am I living up to my standards? Am I living up to my goals and my dreams and my passions? Living up to, what does that mean? Living up to means living up to your goals means, are you doing the things that are bringing you closer to your goals? Living up to your curiosities. Am I living up to my curiosities? I believe so. Planning. Am I good at making plans that lead me to my curiosities? I believe I am. Yeah, I'm good at that. I'm good about getting things done and doing things that I'm curious about or interested in or enjoy. Do I like doing hard stuff? Do I enjoy doing hard things? To be honest, no. I don't like doing hard things. I like doing challenging things that I believe bring me joy or they bring me curiosity. So I think that's the key. If I'm curious about something enough, even if it's hard, I'll still be willing to do it. If I'm interested enough, I will do it, even if it is hard. For example, learning Korean. I believe I should have learned Korean more a long time ago, but nowadays I think why not? Even if it's hard, let's just learn it anyway because I am curious about it. That's what I think. It's just a matter of how interested and curious are you about what it is that you're pursuing, about what it is that you are doing. Not so much about how hard it is. Planning. Yes, I think I'm good at planning. And planning trips, well, that's something else. I'm on the brink of getting ready to leave South Korea and going back to the US for summer break. Just to confirm, I will be returning back to South Korea after a couple months, almost a couple months. I will be back. That is a promise. Other thoughts that I had lately after doing all this work and finishing everything. The other thing I'm wondering is, do I believe in fortune or luck? And what's the difference between the two? Well, I believe fortune is something that you are grateful for. For example, I'm very fortunate that I'm able to get everything I needed done today. I feel very fortunate that I was able to organize everything in a timely manner. What does timely manner mean? In this case, Timely manner means in a organized, calm, and thoughtful way. Timely manner. Something that was done according to schedule. What does that mean? According to schedule. According to schedule means on time, basically. Timely manner, according to schedule. It means things that were done on time. So I'm fortunate that I did everything on time. That's what I'm trying to explain here. So I believe that there is fortune. Do I believe in luck? Yes and no. Personally speaking, I believe more in good fortune. I believe more in us creating our fortune. And as I sit here speaking to you, the listeners, I'm getting ready to fly off later this evening. And flying on the plane, sitting there for hours, the flight is going to be about 13 hours from one end of the world to the other, back to Indiana, United States to be specific. We'll just say USA for those of you who are not familiar with Indiana. Not India, by the way. That's a different country. Indiana in Korea we call them provinces. In the US we call them states. So Indiana is a state. And the town that I'm going to, where my home is, where I'm visiting, is Mishawaka. Some might say that sounds Japanese. Kind of. Well, it's actually of Native American Indian origin, which is part of the reason why Indiana is called Indiana. It's related to that. It's related to the Native American Indian origins, I believe. So flying on the plane, am I looking forward to it? Well, one thing I have to say is I don't really like sitting for long periods of time, which is why I have to get up and move around and stretch and things like that. But I do enjoy being able to have time to think about my life, think about my choices that I've made, reflect on the choices I've made, reflect on the things that I've done throughout my life. Reflect on. What does that mean? I may have described this in a previous podcast audio. Reflect on means to think about in detail, basically. It means think about a past event or past action that you did in detail. Consider how you felt about it. Think about, were you satisfied with it, or maybe it's none of those things. Maybe it just means to just think about and remember it. That's the other meaning, to remember. And try to remember the details of what happened. Whatever it is. So yes, being on the plane, it's going to be a time for me to reflect on my life, reflect on my decisions, reflect on my past, reflect on who I am as a person, my choices, and sometimes just random, trivial things that may not even have any direct relationship to what's going on right there in the moment or any time in the recent past. So that's what happens when you're sitting inside a long, steel, huge vehicle, capsule, flying across the world, hundreds of feet or meters, kilometers in the air, and all you have to do is sit there for all that time and just be there. Try to fall asleep if you can. Distract yourself with a chess game online or a book. That's what it's like flying on a plane 13 hours across the world. And I look forward to getting back to the US and reconnecting with people I know and seeing some cool places that I always wanted to visit or that I enjoy visiting every time I go. So I look forward to it. And I hope this podcast was as much fun for you as it was for me making it. And I hope you've learned a few things or perhaps relearned a few things. So have a wonderful day wherever you are, wonderful evening wherever you are, and I will be getting in touch with you again with another podcast on the other side of the world. Talk to you later.